What's up, everybody? It's time for the Dusty News Network. Hope you guys all have your tissues in place for all the sneezing and coughing you're about to do, because this is the show for those of you who are unfamiliar with this format. We do this every summer. So usually we tackle kind of tough topics on this show, things that are educational and informative and, self building on self esteem and self empowerment and, some really kind of hard duty stuff. But in the summertime, we take a break from that and we do this show. This is what, the third or fourth year of it. And what we do is everybody sends in what they find online, memes, screenshots of crazy comments and posts, and whatever they see that looks like it's be kind of interesting for the show. And then we put it together in a slideshow, and then we drag the people from here to kingdom come. That's what we do. It's not a serious show at all. It's just full of laughter and making fun of people who are kind of, not the sharpest pencils in the box. So that's what we do. If you want, well, I'll have a slide up in a minute to show you how to send in stuff. We have the last show will be on September 24th, and then the summer season will be over. We'll get back to the heavy stuff after that. But, you guys still have another few weeks to send in things. And I think, probably the last show will be a little longer because we'll have, more stuff to kind of get to you, to show you. All right. So let's get started with this week's Dusty News Network broadcast. Let me see. How do I do it? Oh, yeah. Oh, there we go. Sorry. I'm still kind of trying to figure this all out. Hold on a second. Where's my other window? Oh, there we go. Okay. All right. There's a slide that shows you where you send in your screenshots and things, and you'll get an idea of what kind of things we use on the show. And whatever you see, just send it in anyway, because even if we don't use it right now, there's always next year. We need things to start the show off. And then we have an Instagram channel, page channel, whatever they call it. And a lot of the stuff will end up there if it doesn't make it onto the show. So it will be used at some point. Be sure to hit that like and subscribe button if you're not already a subscriber to the Debsterism channel. I suggest you hit the instant notification bell as indicated there so that you don't miss out on things when I do, what we call a pop-up. It's not a regularly scheduled show, but I'll just sit down and decide, I feel like doing something today or tomorrow. And so you want to make sure that you get a notification so you don't miss the live. Okay, here we go with the slides. Okay. On this first one, she says, men will see two women arguing and be like, women really hate each other. Meanwhile, men go around killing each other over nothing. They never talk about how men hate on each other. So this guy, this brilliant young pencil in the box, says, well, I still think women hate each other more. They really be in competition with each other for real. Okay, so Big Bank comes back and says, okay, so she said men be killing each other. And your response to that is women hate each other more because they be in competition with each other. And let's see the picture she chose to illustrate her point is just perfect. That's the best you could do. See what I mean about them? They always want to make everything women's fault. They cannot just let it go. It always has to be something that we did that's more wrong than what they did. This is a perfect example of it. I'm like, dude, you talking about somebody pushing up daisies, and that's less bothersome to you than women competing with each other? I don't know what to say. Let's move on. So, dude is like, hey, she's like, rolls her eyes, right? Because she's like, oh no, here we go again. Bae, what's up? Pick a number from 1 to 1,000. 1,300. It's in my Apple Pay request for $1,300. I'm like, okay, you know, this is some severe dust right here. It was funny though, but I had to laugh. But that was so super dusty, just beyond dusty. And Mr. Brandon, he says, I cannot lie. When I hear Cash Money Records taking over for the 99 and the 2000, I start throwing this little ass too. And so Raven says, Brandon, shut up and go on back to bed. He's like, you know damn well that was not me. So he's trying to say somebody got his hold of his phone or somebody hacked him. Oh, I don't know. But Brandon's like, I start throwing this little ass. Oh my God. I think this has a note of truth personally. Because, you know, it's like they be afraid to let you know how they feel, right? It's like they don't want to be the one out on the limb or face rejection or think that the woman's going to laugh at them or something. Men are just really weird about feeling like they're being laughed at. It's like ain't nobody ever died from being laughed at. You know, it's just what is the big deal? So she says, whenever a man miss you, he be like, you miss me? You miss me? You know it's true. You miss me? So you could say, yeah, I miss you. So he could say, yeah, I miss you too. Versus being the one out front, being a leader, like he claims that he is, right? You don't want to take that risk and be first. So there you go. Okay. Now this goes right into what we was talking about yesterday. About the men who want to be a wife and, you know, be looking for a woman to take care of like a little princess. She said, okay, this guy, she don't even know the dude. She's not even dating the dude. He hit her up a messenger and asked to borrow $15 so he could buy chocolate and lighter fluid to barbecue for his kids. It's like, why don't you put one of them kids on the grill? Why don't you? They should roast up real nice. I'm like, you know, I would say something real crazy to him. I know me. Who does that? So, you know, he going down the list, seeing who's going to be a soft touch. Because he mentioned kids, right? And most women be like, oh my God, those poor babies. Let me help them. So it's like they'd be like, oh, it's only $15. That's why the amount is so low. I'm surprised he didn't say 10, but 15, you know. So they could you send him $15, $15. So by the time, you know, 10, 20 women send him $15 thinking they helping his kids out, dude done come up to hundreds of dollars. So she's looking at, you know, what grown man asks a single female for $15 so he can feed his kids? I've never met this person ever in my life. See? So she doesn't know him. He just like randomly begging people for $15. Oh, I just can't with these dudes. Oh, okay. I need to know this from men. It says, if you ever cheated on a woman, do you regret the hurt that you caused? If men are regretting how they have hurt women, then why are women still being hurt? This goes for women cheating as well. I wouldn't have mixed those two together. Two different things. So Mr. C comes back and says, hey, if a woman's getting cheated on, that means she's not everything that a man needs. She needs to work on herself and do better next time. See what I mean? Again, blaming the woman for what he does. What are you, a marionette puppet on a string? So you don't have any self-control. Everything that you do is mandated because of what a woman did. So you want to say. Yet you want to turn around and tell us that you're the leaders. You're the natural born leaders. Yet you can't lead anything except with that thing. That's it. That's what you lead with. That tends to be the decision maker for 90% of men. Like, wow, this is kind of interesting. Not really. Okay, so now they're showing, you know, like there's this comparison. Now, keep in mind all the conversations that they have online about single mothers, how they're nothing, that they are the dregs of society, that they alone are the responsible for the downfall of the entire Black community worldwide. single mothers, that they do nothing but try to trap men with child support. They don't do anything to raise the kid. I mean, one thing after another, complain. Don't nobody want a ready-made family. All these kind of things, all these negative associations with being a single mother, right? Okay, so here's a young lady, and she tells him that she's pregnant. And he says, oh, I'm going to be a daddy. He's excited about making her a baby mama. He didn't say, notice, nowhere on there as you read is he popping out with a ring talking about let's get married and let's make this legit and right? So she's like, oh, no, I'm not ready for this. She's not ready to be a single mother. She doesn't want to be one. And then, so she's headed over to Planned Parenthood. And he's like, please don't do this. And she said, no, I'm not ready. Okay. So then they flip to the other side. Oh, my God, I'm pregnant. He says, I'm not ready to be a father. And so he walks away. So he shows him a little suitcase. He's leaving. And it shows her, please don't do this with the baby there. So she decided to be a single mama, which was a dumb decision, but that's what she decided to do. And he's not ready. So this is the deal, though. This is the deal for all these, let me watch my language. Now I'm not going to watch it at all. Niggastottles, okay, that think that they are like some kind of grand philosopher with the IQ of who knows what. You're stupid, sirs, that think this. Okay, first of all, she has to be bothered with that kid for 9 months all by herself, okay? Then when the baby's born, a lot of Black women die in childbirth or have other kind of complications. So she's taking her life in her hands to have a baby for you, and you're not even her husband, okay? So then you want to half-ass on money, complain about child support, not show up for visitation, and basically saddle her with the responsibility of this kid that you begged her to have, right? And so the silly ones do it. The smart ones don't, because they're not trying to hear what you're talking about making them a baby mama. They're like, if you really wanted this kid, then you would be a husband. But since that's not even on your agenda, then you don't get to have a baby. See, that's what that's the way you all should be thinking. A husband gets a legacy. A husband gets children, baby daddies, boyfriends, clown you fucking this week, all that kind of stuff. They don't get kids. They don't get someone walking around here with their DNA. That is a privilege that should be denied them because they aren't prepared to do it. They don't want to do it. So I don't understand, when women go and do this kind of stuff and they have the kid anyway, knowing they're going to set themselves up to struggle. Why are you doing that? So this meme here, where they're trying to rag on the woman for going to get a termination, like I said, at the same time, all over the internet, you can see websites and all kinds of, thousands of videos and all kinds of stuff complaining about women who are single parents, how they don't want them. They ain't only good for the pump and dump, all kind of stuff like this. So only a woman who is a fool would opt to be a single parent in a situation like this. It's one thing if you get, you get a divorce, but you're not really a single parent unless the husband, the guy dies or whatever. You just, the custodial parent, because he still has visitation. He's paying child support. He's helping support his kids, right? So you're not a single parent. You're just a custodial parent. It's a very big difference. So this kind of stuff here is just a pain in the butt, and it drives me crazy, but it's an important thing to discuss so that young girls who are in the state or, they're looking at this kind of choice, make the smart one. Don't be stupid. Now, this little clown here says, if a girl sticks around and gives you time to mature and grow up, that's not love. That's a whole wife you're sleeping on. So what does that mean? That means if you stick around and you wait for him, you banking on his potential. That's what that means. You're banking on potential, and he's saying that that's not love. That is a whole wife you're sleeping on. Okay, so he's saying that you're sleeping on it. He's making it sound like, for women who are going to read this, right? Like, yeah, I'm a wife material. He should see me like a wife and all this stuff here. All this is right here is game. It's just there to manipulate you into sticking around using up your resources, your time, sacrificing your body, and foregoing opportunities that you would have had with a man who was ready to do something serious and ready to hit the ground running, but wasting it on somebody who wanted to fool around and act stupid because you banking it on his quote potential. So these kind of things you have to be very careful when you read this because, like, again, that's why we do the show. On the surface, it looks very innocuous, right? It just looks like, oh, yeah, she might be really, really stuck on him and just really focused on him being the man that she thinks he could be. What she really is a fool. Okay. But he's trying to make it sound like, by throwing this wife term in there. So women who want to be wives would think, okay, if I just hang on a little longer, if I just wait a little longer, if I just do a little more, if I just prove a little bit better than what I've been doing, show him that the wife, I'm going to stay with him. In the meantime, you're old, you're aging, and you don't have nothing to show for it because you ain't married. So again, a woman who would listen to something like this is a dummy. So he's not ready. He's immature. You're supposed to chuck up the deuces and be out. That's what you're supposed to do. Okay, hold on a second. Let me get back because I'm on this screen and I'm just missing everything. Honey, yes, it's about the legacy. It's about a legacy. I think it's someone who's a fool too. But, what can you say? Oops, let me get back to this other screen. Hold on a second. All right. Well, infamous D has a point, just like we just talked about. This putting all this stock in somebody's potential and sticking with a dude that ain't about nothing. If the relationship is not progressing, there's nothing. It's just nothing going on. It's just really a waste of your time. That's what we can say for this. So he's like, for y'all that can't find no good man, y'all sure is pregnant a lot. And, he has a point, ladies. What you got to say about that? I don't think that's a good look. Something to think about. Now, poor Sharon. Okay, now this is a series of, I think, 3 slides. This is the first one. So she's like, after 2 months of talking, I told this guy yesterday that I wasn't ready for a relationship. And he responded, well, it's been great. Hope you have a good one. And then he blocked me. No effort, no pressure applied. I'm devastated. Okay, so when she says not ready for a relationship, what does that mean to a man? That usually means no booty shall be happening here, sir. So don't even get your designs on it because it won't be shared with you. That's what that means in girl language. I'm not going to be committed to you. I'm not trying to be with you like that. I want to keep my options open because, you cool and everything, but I already know you ain't the one for me. Not like that. That's what that means. So really, for him to deuce out is appropriate. That's what he should do. That's the appropriate thing. But for some reason, she thought that he was supposed to, like try to convince her or something, I guess, like most of them do. But this guy has his self-respect in check. And he's like, well, you don't want me, so I'm out. Okay, so let's move on to the next one. So this guy says, he didn't want to apply pressure because he knew another N who hit it with little effort. And she, in her opinion, is that men just don't really deserve anything at all. So this guy comes and he says, well, so would you accept less from a man who did the most for his last woman and you know it? Okay, so let's stop right here. Do the most. What is that? All she may have done with the dude if she was, quote, in a relationship was sleep with him, right? That's the only difference. She's committed to him and they have eggplant. Okay, so you being excluded from that, you call that doing the most? So that's all he's focused on. Like, the fact that she talked to you and spent time with you and all that stuff and you enjoyed her company, that doesn't mean anything unless you tapping that ass and suddenly, that's the measuring stick. So I thought, wow, okay. And I'm trying to also figure out, this last part right here. and you know it. How would a man know what you did with some other dude? And how would a woman know what you did with some other woman unless y'all have big mouths and tell them, right? There's no way they would know that unless you said something. So again, this is a situation where you need to keep your mouth closed. Stop running off at the mouth, telling all your business. It's none of the new dude's business what you did with the old one, and it's none of a new woman's business what you did with any of your exes. Okay, keep your mouth shut. This is the last one in this series. So he comes back and says, well, all I got from this is y'all are easy and he got standards. You can't be mad at a man for not wanting you after he finds out you let others hit really quick, then decide to put him on some probation period, trying to turn over a new leaf. Be consistent with everyone, dog. Now, see, how would he know how much time the other dude spent before they actually got together? You see what I mean? The conclusions that they jump to, see, he's like, hit it really quick. Who said it was really quick? You don't know what work the other guy put in or how long they was kicking it before that happened. You don't have any facts, but in your mind, because she didn't want to sleep with you, she let other dudes have it really quick. See, these kind of dudes are just tied. These are the kind of men that I like to cuss out. I mean, completely, totally, no holds barred, every kind of jackleg, ignorant ass MF that I can think of. And I'm very creative. So it's like I could cuss you out for 5 minutes straight. And it would be like different words used every time. So it's like, these kind of dudes just irritate the hell out of me. Ugh. Okay. Anytime a nigga posts a picture of a new puppy, I already know he got a bitch because niggas do not just be purchasing puppies. Yes, they do. If it's a pit. This is a sign they just moved in together. Nigganomics 101. I've known some dudes that purchased puppies, but they were pits. They don't get puppies of any other type unless they have a woman or a family. They got some kids, they'll get, like a Cocker Spaniel or, I don't know, one of them English bulldogs that's real popular right now, or, something like that. But, yeah. Do y'all agree? Let me go over here and see. I need two. I got to give me another monitor. My other one failed, and so now I'm down to one, and it's just killing me. I hate it. Hate it, hate it, hate it. This is crazy, and it's true. Okay, let me get back to the screen. Where was I? Over here. Okay, here we go. And this is a never-ending theme with Dusties. I don't know if you guys recall, the past slides that we've done over the years for DNN, but this is a recurring theme where they feel like that, when they were young and didn't have anything and looked like who would have thought it and all the stuff, and they wanted the fly girl and she didn't want them back, that that they always say that she picks a thug, and it can't be that it just is a guy who's just looks better than them, has a nicer car, and treats her better. It can't be that. It always has to be that it's a thug. Okay. So, and then years later, they want to feel vindicated, like, well, yeah, you rejected me, so now I get to reject you. Do you know how many times that happens? 0. You know why? Because all they did is notice he's still ugly. He's still square as SpongeBob. That's what they don't understand. You're still the same ugly little fucked up dweeb that you were in high school or college. Don't nobody want you. So what? If they do want you now, is because you got some money. That's the only reason. They don't want you. They just want your money. But most of the, they look at them and they have such a fucked up attitude. Ain't nobody trying to get with them. Don't know they want to be bothered with your attitude and hear your mouth and have to deal with your messed up mentality. So they leave you alone. So these kind of memes here, it's like their revenge fantasy. And I think it gets them hard. They just like to love to do this shit. And it's in every single week we have a different version of the same story, the same feelings, just expressed differently. This time is birds or mice, or what, she's supposed to be a unicorn or something with that horn in the top of her head. I don't know what this is supposed to be, but like she's like, why can't I find a good man and this and that? That shit does not happen. Even if they are saying it, they're not saying it to them. Like I said, them the same losers that they've always been. Socially awkward, mouth breathers and whatever. It just doesn't matter. Nobody trying to get with you. Stop fantasizing. I was like, I almost didn't put this in because it was so risque. But, the way she said, she's like, he holds your hands while he does all this. Boy, you better quit before I love you, she says. And then 6 months later, he'd be holding my hand in the delivery room. And big booty Judy coming back, the baby premature, like taking it all seriously. Oh, your cousin, this is something wrong with him. I just think it's kind of special. But I thought that was funny. Okay, now, speaking of all the stuff we just talked about, the pregnancy and the single motherism and all this kind of stuff. This type is small. You might not be able to see it, especially if you're watching the show on your phone. So I'm going to read it to you. This is from a gentleman named Damian Michaels and was from August 25th of this year. If I don't have access to her womb, I don't invest any energy in her, he says. It's pointless. A woman who is definitely without a doubt feeling you will give you access to her womb. If she is on birth control and playing safe or telling me not to in her, then she gets nothing outside of the eggplant. If she is on birth control, I pay her attracted to me no attention because women on birth control cannot select the right man at all. Their brains are scrambled, intuition is fucked, and their hormones are lying to them. That is why most women who come off of birth control either leave their man, are no longer attracted to him, or may not even like his smell. And a study was done on this, and it found that women's attraction on and off of birth control are night and day. Think about it. Do you think if I shut your testicles down for 3 or 4 years that your testosterone levels would be the same and you would possess the ability to hunt and pursue the right women? No, you'd be a weak, emotionally unstable man with beta tendencies running around getting used and played by women. You wouldn't be yourself. So with that said, women on birth control get a very short leash from me, if anything. You have nothing to offer procreation-wise, and your brain is scrambled by birth control. Investing in you is a liability. Not to mention all the cysts, endometriosis, birth problems, suicidal thoughts they don't speak about, acne, depression, lost libido, weight gain, and other things that happen during and once she comes off the birth control. I refer to it as the rubber band effect. She can be as pretty or as bad as she wants to be. I don't care. I'm reading her hormone levels and her coochie energy. If it's stagnant and the womb is bound by birth control, she gets the bare minimum. Technically, to me, she isn't even a whole woman, just a shell of one. Walking around acting, dating the wrong fucking males because her GPS is scrambled. Then he put like hella pound signs about, I don't know, some stupid shit. And so I had the nerve to sign his name to it in this embarrassing post. This is a man who got his medical information off of TikTok, Snapchat, YouTube, Dusties channels. This is the kind of stuff they talk. They have no real scientific knowledge about anything. They especially don't know anything about the female reproduction system. So again, see, now he's demanding, he's not talking about having access to his wife's womb. He wants access to the wombs of any random woman that he gets involved with. And I'm wondering what makes him feel like he's entitled to that. See, y'all got to be careful with these dudes like this. And somebody showing you this kind of attitude about the fact that you protect yourself with birth control pills or shots or implants or something, and then you make him use, rubbers. Well, and then he gonna catch an attitude. rather than try to work with him, discuss it, figure out what he's thinking, all this kind of stuff. You all waste all the time and energy. Get rid of him. Like on the cover of my first book, there's a hand doing a flick like this, and it shows 3 little men flying through the air. That's what you do to him, with him. The book is called Sucker Free Love. And so it's on Amazon if you want to see the cover. And it's like this. And she, the lady's doing like this, and the men are flying all through the air. And that's what needs to happen with a guy like this. You don't waste time with a man like this. Nowhere is he talking about making something permanent, you being married, husband, wife, raising a family together. No, he just has all these demands of a husband without investing any of the time, money, or feelings in it. He just wants you to give up your entire everything to him. And I would be still cussing him out. Okay, she says, I was in the middle of giving my friend advice, and she stopped me mid-sentence and said, "Don't waste your precious time, because I'm going to be dumb and go back to him regardless." So she says, lol, fair enough. I mean, what you going to say to something like that? She telling you straight up, I'm going to do what I want to do, and I already know I'm going to go back to him. So, what? I wouldn't say nothing either. I would just be like, okay. I mean, at least she knows what she want to do, right? There's no point in discussing it. She want to be a fool. Have at it, girlfriend. I'll catch you on the downstroke. So I don't know what she's writing there. Looks like Japanese, but I'm not sure. It says, if a man is ugly, he has to at least have money. If it goes wrong, because crying because of a poor and ugly man is too humiliating. Do better, ladies. And the first person I heard, you guys saw them videos with my cousin Joy. Oh my God, this was when we was much younger and we used to rip and run around and go in and out of nightclubs and stuff all the time. But she was the first one who told me that, that it was better to get dogged out by a fine man than an ugly one. Now, I'm of the mind, I don't want to get dogged out by anybody that look like, I don't care what he looks like. I'm just not about that life. But she's like, oh, no, it's better to get dogged out by a fine man with some money than it is an ugly man, because at least if with the fine man, you can say, yeah, he dogged me out, but that motherfucker was so fine, and look at all the stuff he bought me. That's what she told me. And I was like, okay, I don't follow that line of thinking, but she and my cousin are in the same line. They think alike. I'm like, okay. What am I going to do with that? Okay. Girlfriend here is not playing. She's not playing. She is not playing with her boyfriend, fiance, whatever. If my fiance goes to a strip club for his bachelor party to enjoy, quote, his last night of freedom, I will simply support him by giving him all the nights of freedom, because I will be canceling the wedding. Okay. I don't even know, okay, girlfriend, you do that. That's pretty, I don't know. I think she's thinking that they're going to, be doing something in that back room, but, or, taking somebody home or something, but whatever. Okay, look at this big, burly, beefy looking tubbalard. Men, I'm really concerned the body positivity movement celebrates obesity in women, and that's unhealthy. Also, men, yeah. Oh. Yeah, especially with, body positivity, they need something going on with all they lowered testosterone. Do you know there's dudes only in their 30s already on Viagra because they already have an ED? This is being discussed in the medical community, and the low swimmy counts of these guys. Something's going on. Their diet is just all kinds messed up. They don't eat enough fruits and vegetables, and they don't exercise. And so, they don't want to eat. The only vegetable they eat is French fries, and the only fruit that they have is orange juice that they mix in with their vodka. So it's kind of interesting. You know, if you guys have a man in your life, you really better gonna have to take over his nutrition if you want him to live past 40. The way these dudes are going. Okay, Mr. Sanford, explain to me how disagreeable bitches fully expect you to pay their bills. Mr. Sanford, may I have your attention, please? I'd like to advise you that this is a flip side of men expecting to get all kinds of pussy and services from women, and they're disagreeable as fuck. Don't want to do nothing. Don't say thank you. I appreciate you, baby. This was delicious, honey. Nothing. You don't do nothing. So, you know, you have a lot of nerve fixing your little narrow lips covered with all that hair to sit up there and complain about anything about what you got to give a woman in return for all them services she gives you. I swear, if I had some dude who had told me some shit like that, I'll start charging his ass for everything. This meal you want me to cook you, that's $50. You want me to do your laundry, that's $50. You want some pussy, that's $500, because if you're just gonna get up and go, that's $250. But if you're gonna spend the night, that's $500 to $1,000, depending. And if you want breakfast in the morning, that's another $200. So I would start charging them for everything. You know why? Because you're trying to be funny. Ain't giving shit. My daddy used to tell me too. Well, me and I have some older half sisters because he was married before. He used to tell us, the dumbest bitch in the world is the one who fucks for free. Y'all, I used to think that was horrible until I started getting out here in the world and dealing with these men. I'm telling you, anything you give them for free, you a fool. Don't do it. Even if they be talking about, well, I love you. No, you don't, nigga. Pay some of these bills then. Show your love like that. Because your love is not putting the roof over nobody's head or food in nobody's stomach. Your love is so temperamental and half-stepping anyway, because they be telling about they love you, but then everybody writing in letters, he says he loves me, but he cheats me, he chokes me out, he does all this crazy stuff. So, I mean, how valuable is men's love? Make him give you some money. Now, she says you got to ask men like 5 different ways if they in a relationship. You'll ask if they have a girlfriend and they'll say no, but the whole time they have a wife. So over on the right are my suggestions for the 5 different ways to ask them. Okay, because she said 5 different ways, but she didn't set out the 5 different ways. So I took that baton and ran with it. So number 1, are you married, engaged, or otherwise claimed by a woman or perhaps even a man? Right? Because a lot of these dudes are bi, non-binary, all kind of fancy shit. Number 2, are you in a romantic entanglement with someone? Entanglement. Because the person might be married, right? But you're in an entanglement. Number 3, are you seeing one or more women that you are screwing? I should have said men too, because, fence jumper, switch hitter types. Number 4, is there someone in your life under the impression that you are their man and you lead them on to believe that while you hunt for other women? Let's be honest now. And question number 5, do you have someone female that you refer to as a roommate, or she's just a friend, Mr. Bismarcky? Remember that song? Yeah. Nailed his ass to the wall. Now look at Mr. Scam Newton. I don't know if I were him, I would have put this picture online because it's not cute, but whatever, he did it. So he say, that coochie make my toes curl. You damn right I'm making a fake page if she blocked me. In response to this, as the guy's question as a nigga, are you making a fake page to stalk a woman? Because nah, no way. So, dude, that's his response to the original question. I was like, wow, he's going to make a fake page if she blocks him. Because he's trying to keep up with what's going on with girlfriend. Like, wow. It's a little bug flying around over here. Hold on a second. Let me look over here in the chat right quick. Yes, an entanglement. I got that from Jada Pinkett. That entanglement situation. Yep. Biz Marquis. She dressed up for it. Yeah, he's a goofy one, but this kind of thinking is very common, unfortunately. I mean, what you gonna do? These hold on a second, I'm adjusting my windows here. Because I want to be able to see what you guys are doing. And I used to have my 2 monitors, but now I just have one, so it's causing me problems. All right, so let's move on. You know how many doctors and hospital tech people wear Crocs? But girlfriend is like, wearing Crocs is a female trait. Nigga, go put on some slides. I don't like those. And plus, they always wear them with socks, ankle socks, right? So here's these big ass white socks in some like Nike slides or something, and they be flip flopping around in them things. I'm not a fan of that look. I don't know who thought that was cute. I mean, this guess is good because they be having some ugly toes and they cover them up with socks. Okay, I'm okay with that part. But jumping around here, wearing slides like a girl. I think the Crocs are better than the slides personally, but that's just me. That's just me. Like I said, I know they wear them in the hospital. They wear them. The surgeons and stuff wear them. But I don't understand. No, the Crocs have a slide. They have a what you call it, strap on the back. Crocs fit your foot. But I have some Crocs, and I wear them a lot. But that's what we do in California. We wear Crocs and jelly shoes and all kind of stuff. But I don't know. This one, I was like, okay, whatever. Oops. Okay, now there's this debate about giving the child's last name. What last name does the child get? So these 2 ladies were, kind of talking about it. And if we're not married, why would you give a child that you cared for 9 months your own last name? Why? No, I cared for 9 months your last name. Why and how? I was trying to ask, that kind of question. Like, you're not married. Remember I was saying earlier about the legacy that these guys don't deserve to have. So it's like, if it's your husband, then yes, he gets to have his last name on the birth certificate. If not, that is a privilege that you're denied. But really, you really should not be having children with a man that you're not married to. That would be the first mistake. But it is compounded by, you're going to have all these kids by these different men, and you got all these kids with different last names based on their daddy, when they should have your last name because you're the only constant. And then that way your whole family has the same name. Right? There you go. And it's like, giving a man's last name to a child, that's an honor. That's a privilege. And you ain't nobody's husband, you don't get that privilege. You pay child support, though. And if you step up and you do the right thing, then maybe we can change the kid's name. But, that still has to be proven. So, she's talking about it. She's not even going to, even if you married, you don't have to give the kid the husband's last name. And that's true. You don't have to. The mother signs the birth certificate. So she's the one who decides. Okay. Mr. Joey here. This was funny though. Joey got a reality check. He says, attention men, if you feel like you can do better than your girlfriend, just create a Tinder profile with her pictures and see how many other men would be stoked to be in your shoes. I did it as a joke, and my girlfriend had 1,300 likes in an hour. I'm about to run her a bath, cook dinner, fold the laundry, and rub her feet. Y'all tripping. I'm one man. I can't compete with 1,300 dudes trying to clap my girl's cheeks. Update. She's at 1,865 likes now. I'm going to paint her toenails and buy her a pony. Update. 2,252 likes. Anyone have any connections to purchase a baby cow? Update. I'm going to start matching with them and ask them for $20 each to finance this baby cow situation. He is a fool. I have to say that was funny, though. That was funny. So Lissa, Miss Aquafina, she says, men be taking y'all ugly asses on dates. Now, this one's directed at you ladies. And instead of you just enjoying the moment, y'all choose to document and sneak pictures for Twitter through the whole date. That is so corny, and it's clear niggas don't typically do nice things for y'all. I'm like, wow, was it really necessary to be that cold-blooded about it? Maybe she just likes the stuff so much that she wants to take a picture of it. Not like you're not used to men doing nice things for you, but you just like, just like you have pictures of your exes and your boyfriends or whatever on all your little trips and stuff. It doesn't mean that, the next one is not, that they weren't good guys. It just didn't work out. So why would you not have pictures of it? It's just chronicling, your life. So she putting all this on it and then making it out to be something negative. And I'm like, wow, that was a real jump in logic. And bottom line, because I ask myself this every time I go online and see the memes and stuff they created, it's like, who gave these clowns graphics software and internet access? They should be revoked immediately. So she's like, who gave you niggas art supplies? They just be doing too much. Just like this graphic is too much. But, just think of all the crazy stuff, all these crazy memes they be drawing out and sketching and stuff. Some of them have some good, good drawing abilities, but it's being used for evil, not for good. Look at dude. Look at them. I don't know if you guys can see this. He's got tears, this blue lines coming down and like splash marks and stuff. Because, I have it blown up on my screen. And it's like, let's see, we got some Jordans and I don't know what all this stuff is in this box. I don't know all this fancy stuff. And then something sealed up in the box, but PlayStation 5. That's what it is. A PlayStation 5, some Jordans, and something else in another box underneath that. All for you, baby, she says. And he's like all in love and crying and all this kind of stuff. I wonder how much that would cost. Y'all got any clue? Because we don't know what's in the sealed up box, so that's just a guess. But the Jordans and the PS5, just guess what that is. If somebody could tell me how much that would cost, that works for me. And I am just curious. That's about $1,500 for them shoes and a PS5. Oh, hell to the no. Okay, thanks you guys for telling me. With game. Oh, that's right, because just having a thing, you need games. That's true, Keisha. Keisha made a good point. You just having it, that don't do nothing. You need to have the games to play. So you're going to pay extra money for that. She's holding at least $1,000. Yeah, because we don't know what else. You know what? It's probably games in that box, right? I think it's probably games in that box that's closed up. Child. Wow. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I bet you are. He'd be like, no, okay. That's about how much resistance he be having. Yeah, extra controllers too. Starting at $900 and then the games. Okay, then sales tax. A maintenance agreement. Shipping and handling. Oh, hell to the no. Mm-mm. You better get on here and play some computer games or some free shit on your phone from what they call it, Google Play. Them little games is $2.99. You play on your phone. A sweater. Well, yeah, but no. I wouldn't even buy a PlayStation 5 for myself, let alone for some man. Wow. Okay, let's move on. Okay, I had to go in and do another edit. It's like, how is it that you can sue Walmart if you fall McDonald's if you get fat? Because people have done that, but not, and they put Budweiser for all the other people you said, but that's how you know some white person made this. So I'm like, okay, let me just scratch that out. So I've scratched out Budweiser. And what are our favorites? Hennessy, Martell, Brandon, Courvoisier, Don Julio, Tequila, Código, Belvedere Vodka, Crown Royal, and then rounding out the bottom in cost, but still a fan favorite, JD, that Jack. People love Jack. I don't know why, but people drink it. So, and that's true, because you get that stuff and then you start to drinking and then you don't know what happened. The last one, I don't drink this drink called a Beautiful. I don't know what's in that drink, but I had some 2 times and then it's like I passed out but I was awake. I don't know what happened. I cannot drink that drink and I can't fuck with tequila either. That's a no. Yeah, I drink I drink when I can. The only person I've been drinking, I have some friends I drink with, and mainly I go out drinking with Ken. My friend Ken. I go out because I want to be with somebody who knows how to get me home and all the stuff if anything funky go down. But yeah, usually I just go out drinking with him. No, I don't do gin. Nope, 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 nope. Gin makes you sin, and gin fucks me up. The last time I had gin, I don't know how many years ago that was. I had a hangover for like 4 days. I'm not fucking with no gin. Y'all can have all my lifetime share of gin. I'm not going to mess with that. We're not going to do that. Gin and Coke? Okay, I don't drink soda, so that's out. Some rum chata. That sounds good. Is that horchata with rum in it? Huh. Well, I'm gonna stick to my Hennessy and my Courvoisier. That's what I'm gonna do. And then when I want to have a martini, I have Belvedere. That's what I do. Sometimes Grey Goose if my budget is tight. Okay, so let's move on. Now that I confessed all my liquor favorites. Oops. Okay, it's that time. It's that time. These are the ones deemed to have the sharpest edge of the week. They're somewhat savage, but then we save the super savage ones for the very end. Okay, so let's look at the runner-ups. That's what these are. They just get the Savage Award, but then we have like the Golden Savage Award. Okay. So this young lady here, she's telling dude, dude is mad. He's like, a real friend when you outside watching your homie cry because his baby mama won't open the door at 3 a.m. so he can see his kids. These women ain't shit. And so she comes back and says a real friend would tell him that 3 a.m. isn't an appropriate time to visit his children. I was like, yep, that's pretty matter of fact. And look at her. She just looking like, sir, in case you were confused. 3 a.m. What's he trying to do? Trying to slide into somebody's bed. Like somebody don't know what's happening. You trying to lose weight too? Yeah, coffee and Bailey's is the bomb. It is actually. I love coffee. But I'm on a no sugar thing for 30 days. I'm in day 5. So I have 25 days to go. Why did you have to remind me? Oh, okay. That's friendship. Yeah, he said that's friendship. Thank you, Swift Justice. See, that's what I'm talking about. Because when my 30 days is over, I'm going to head to Bevmo and I'm going to just have a party there. Yeah, I'm just telling you. Ugh. Let's move on. Let's see what else the savage stuff came in. Okay, yes, this is me. This is me. When someone tells me that I need to learn how to communicate better, I would go and read a book or look at a website. How to say fuck you in a nice way. Mine would be how to say fuck you in 7 different languages. So no matter where I am, no matter who I'm talking to, I can say fuck you in a way that they will understand. But of course, there's always the universal sign language that everyone in the world understands. Choo, 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 choo. That works too. Isn't that something I would say? I thought this was made for me. I'm like, what? Who was making a meme about me? All right, let's move on. This is cold. You know this is cold. This label. Flip inside out and hand wash in cold water so you don't ruin it like everything else in your life. Can you imagine if you really did see that on a label? I would be so through. I would just be thorough. But this was brilliant. I loved it. Yeah, Bailey's is good. Bailey's is very tasty. Bailey's with a Stoli float. That's a drink I used to drink all the time. Yes, Rena, and I'm very glad about that too. I think about you a lot. Actually, yeah, a couple of times a month I think about you and wonder how you're doing. So it's good to see you here today. It's good to see you. I just want to say that. Okay, let's move on. I think this kind of came in today. I was rolling. Look how low they are to the ground. They probably arguing over some little shit. I couldn't stop laughing. That shit was funny. You know, what you okay, Rena. Oh my God. Girl, Amina, this is beyond short. This is like, you know, what, midgets? Dwarfs. Yeah, they're dwarfs. Nah. They arguing over some little shit. I'm sorry, that shit was savage. Okay, now this was savage, but in a different way. Look at it's a niggas, okay, busting into a room and it's on fire. Okay, and there's 2 guns women. Which one are you gonna save? The good woman or the thought? They're both reaching for help. You got to make a decision. You can only save one. And there he runs off with the thought, leaving the good woman to burn to her death. And so Zach says, you see how that hoe reached out to us? Good women, too fucking independent. See that? The good woman, she just hanging on, but the thought is the one that reached out. Look at that. Are you saying that? Good women are too fucking independent, he said. So that's why she got burnt up and he saved the thought because she reached out to him. Shit, I'm 5'5", but I don't know, an inch shorter than me. Yeah, I don't think that would work. Sometimes I feel like I'm just a midget my damn self. Yeah, but this is true. On my surviving dating blog, I have an article why men marry they don't really want to marry a housewife, they really want to marry a hoe. And I break it all down there. I wrote that I don't know how many years ago, 10, 15, 12, something, a long time ago, in other words. And it was just based on observations of who, men choose to marry. And, these women sitting up in church with their legs crossed and praying and all the stuff, that ain't it. They want a hoe. They want somebody who's going to be like curling their toes and making them scream like a girl and suck their thumb after. That's what they really want to marry. They want somebody who's going to cuss them out, beat them upside the head, and tell them about himself. That's what they really want. They want somebody who's going to tell them no, cuss out his mama, and just tell just his whole family, have him, everybody in check. That just excites them to no end. They just can't get enough of a woman like that brings the drama and the heat. That's what they want. They don't want somebody all quiet and meek and mild. That's what they say they want, but that's not what they really respond to. Okay, there's a difference. So, they're going to say the stuff that they think is what you want to hear and what their mama want to hear and what their boys is going to approve of. But that's not really what they want. They want somebody that's going to just turn them the fuck out and have them sitting at work crying because he's not next to her. Wonder what she doing, who she with. How come she ain't called him and 10 minutes have gone by? What's she doing? That's what they really want. Yeah, they do. They ain't full of shit. Okay, so she says, eat off of his plate on the first date to establish dominance. And he says, you leave her with the bill to establish consequences. I was like, okay, dude, that's kind of savage. And this guy was like, and he was so right. Oh, wait, it's getting dark in here. Okay, there we go. How, because they always be in your car, right? They driving around in your car, plus, profiling and high side like it's theirs. And a simple bring me my car text will fuck up a whole lot of niggas' whole day. Yep. I had a guy like that I was dating. And he borrowed my car. This is the last time I ever let a man borrow my car. And I knew where he was going. I had been to this friend's house before, right? So I knew how to get there. So I needed to do something. That's when I was doing my internship in college. And I needed to do something for, I was doing a story for this newspaper. And I needed to get there so I could interview this guy. It was Mike Espy. He was running for Senate, congressman, whatever, in Mississippi. He was going to be the first black one. I think it was congressman in Mississippi. And I was going to interview him for this newspaper, right? So I needed to be there. It was important. It was like landmark. It was like the thing. So I needed my car. And so I go to, I had to call a cab. And I went over to his house and I had my, to do a friend's house. I had my extra key. I got in my car and I drove away. So way later, I'm back home by now. It's like 10, 11 o'clock. The phone rings. It's him. Babe, I went outside. Your car's gone. Your car's gone. Somebody stole your car. And he was all, half drunk and high, whatever he was. And I said, it's fine. I have my car. You have your car? I said, yeah, I got my car. Bring me my key. He brought me my key. I broke up with him. And that was the end of that. Is you're not gonna do me like that. Try to fuck me up because you want to sit around smoking and drinking? Not about that life. So yeah, that was it. That was the last day I saw him. I mean, just like went cold, no love at all. I was done. That's how I am. I turn off like a switch. I feel like you trying to do some shit that's going to end up hurting me. I'm through with you on the spot. Okay, so now this is it. Right before we get to the last of the show, the Savage Award winners. I think there's 2 tonight, if I recall. So make sure you hit that subscription button. Hit it before you leave. Subscribe to the channel and hit the like for this video. You can also share it or any of the other 945 videos that we have on this channel, okay? So let's move on. Let's see what we got. This was savage as hell. Can you just imagine somebody doing that if you was a man? When niggas nut real quick, I just stare at them until they feel bad about themselves. She don't even say nothing. She just be looking at you like, and he's feeling like a bug under a microscope. He's feeling like, thanks, Amina. He's feeling like, like he all shamed and stuff, looking at her. And I was rolling at this because I could just imagine her expression. Yeah, they be making all kind of excuses. It's like, so I'm gonna be like Diamond if that. I'm gonna be like Diamond. I'm gonna just sit there and just be looking. All right, let's move on to the very last one. This is the other winner of the Savage Award of the night. To everyone I did dirty, I just want y'all to know I'd do it again, bitch. Just like, okay, what we supposed to do with that? I mean, what do you do with that? I don't know about you, but that's kind of how I am. Because I feel like, I don't do the stuff. I mean, if I did it in an accident, I would apologize. But 99.9% of the time, I fucked you over because I wanted to. I said some fucked up shit to you because I wanted to say it. I hurt your feelings because that's what the goal was. I wanted to hurt your feelings. And the more hurt they are, the better I feel about it. So why should I apologize? And if I had to do it all over again, I'd do the same thing and probably up the ante to make you cry faster. There you go. So that's the DNN show for tonight. We got, like I said, I think 2 more shows because the last one is on the 24th of September. And then we'll start moving into, our other things. You guys remember on Sunday, we're going to have the panel discussion on divestment. Okay, I got to get those people the access code. I forgot. We're going to have, some guests on, and we're going to be talking about that whole movement, what it means and how it started and what it's designed to do and how black men are in their feelings about it like big time. A lot of women are too, because they feel like, it's too extreme, that we shouldn't, be looking at abandoning them and all this stuff. And I'm like, you do what you want to do, but I'm not going to be like on one camp or the other. I am facilitating the discussion. I'm going to be asking the questions and kind of guiding, the exchange of information from people who are knowledgeable about this way, so more so than me. So that's on Sunday. I forgot what time, but look on the, in the channel page there, and you'll see the video, the list of videos and the upcoming shows. But thank you guys for coming and spending this Friday evening with me. I hope that you enjoyed yourself and were as entertained by these amazing things as me. Repeat, if you have something that you think will be good for the next 2 weeks, email it to me at survivingdating@gmail.com. Make the subject line DNN or Dusty News. I'll see y'all on Sunday. Enjoy your weekend. Bye-bye.